Time is drawing thinner. I'm just a tired old sinner. No chips left on this shoulder. No pride in growing older. But when your borrowed time is through, I'll be with you. Redemption Blues. No man can truly outlast all the mistakes of his past. There's no haven here for me that's safe from my memories. But when your borrowed time is through, I'll be with you. Redemption Blues. I'll be with you. Redemption Blues. I'll be with you. Justice ain't no lady. She's a twisted, battered whore. Redemption. She's laying bruised and naked on a bloodstained wooden floor. I'll be with you. Our days are over. Time to change around these parts. Redemption. There ain't no more cowboys, only men with violent hearts. Redemption Blues. Ooh. Redemption Blues. Redemption
Hello everyone and welcome to Final Show. I'm John, the executive producer here, and I've just got a few pre-show notes for you. First of all, I want to let everybody know that our addresses have changed. Our Twitch channel has changed from Senstaku to twitch.tv/FinalShowFilms, and our YouTube channel has also changed to youtube.com/FinalShowFilms. Next, we want to thank our $20 tier supporters on Patreon, which is patreon.com/FFilms, by the way, if you want to go throw a couple bucks our way. That's going to be Cat Waterflame, Antitonic, Samantha Bates, and Maureen Monty. Thank you guys for that. Also, our website is in the process of getting updated, so go take a look at finalshowfilms.com. We've got Mara and Jeremy are working on updating all of our stuff there, making it look nice and like a modern website, and frankly, they know what they're doing far better than I or Austin ever did. So if you want to check out the things that are changing over there, you go do that. Follow us on Twitter at Final Show Films for updates for all future things, including things that are going on with our website and going on with the Patreon page, and things that are going on live as we stream them, as well as our podcasts and everything else. So thank you very much for watching. Y'all have a good day. We're live, but they can't hear you. Hang on. Now they can hear you.
Welcome, everybody, once again to Everyone is Warlocks, Conflux, our Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition campaign that I'm running here on Final Show Films. My name is Jack. I'm your storyteller and dungeon master for this whole extravaganza. And joining me today is Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I am playing Aurelia Clementine Everns, archaeologist and great old one, Pact of the Blade Warlock.
And Nikki.
Hi, everybody. I'm playing Diamond Katar, the folk hero, Pact of the Archfey, Pact of the Blade, Earth Genasi.
And Cody.
Oh, right. Excuse me. I'm Cody. I'm playing Cole, the shifter urchin. Pact of Jane.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron, and I am playing Zoe, the Hexblade Haftra, Pact of the Blade.
And John.
John, I'm playing Elishard Amasi, the human warder, Undying Pact of the Host.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Wotan Saltspray, the dwarven pirate of the Pact of the Compass.
Jeremy, our Kalishtar, who plays Korishana, the Pact of the Chain Warlock, is unfortunately unable to be with us today, but we will soldier on in his absence.
The implication of that sentence was that Jeremy is the Kalishtar.
Yeah, he is.
Jeremy the Kalishtar.
Right.
You've heard it.
Why do you think he keeps asking to play one in every setting?
Hey, we're playing Star Wars. Cool. Can I play a Kalishtar? Our last moments in Conflux, though, were spent as the sun set over the rooftops of the entirely not flooded district of Knives Font. Having halted the nefarious plots of Warder Captain Reinald Kleddwyn and escaping the Fell Heights warders by fleeing into the Undergrass, the Hawkshead Compact emerged back into daylight with the corpse of their companion Hedon, laying him to rest under the canopy of Northbourne Wood in Dawnbreeze. The next day brought an unexpected party, as Diamond Qatar celebrated her birthday among family and friends, but the festivities were interrupted by the sudden arrival of one Elishard Amisi, yet another individual in possession of arcane powers as a collateral result of the great game. Korishana also has discovered some surprising revelations about Diamond's true heritage, and Aurelia finally made contact with her friend Drenor once again. And now, our eyes are drawn back to the Hawkshead House as the Compact begins to awaken the next morning, with Cole having discovered an invitation to a recently announced Warlock-centered social extravaganza. Elishard. Your boots tread down rain-slicked cobbles, a steady drizzle punctuated by intermittent rumblings from the clouds overhead. You're looking for something, information you need to answer a question. The thunder growls again, as does your stomach, as though both you and the sky are feeling the same bite of hunger. You wander closer to the fortified walls of the Gatdorf and Chamberlain metalworking enclave, and a brilliant flash illuminates the surroundings as a bolt of lightning snakes down from the sky, attracted to one of the many metallic pylons projecting from the roof of the industrial complex. In that light, a knot of figures stands near the opposite end of the street, somewhere between 4 and 7 silhouettes of varying stature. And they turn toward you, hands extended, and a torrent of eldritch energy slams into your body. You collapse backward with a splash, surrounded by the crash of thunder and the smell of burning. And you die in a shallow Stormways puddle. Then your eyes blink open, lying under an unfamiliar roof, with a quiet, threatening growl whispering in the back of your mind. Whatever it is curls up somewhere in the middle of your back and settles down to wait. Dawn has broken. And you spent the night in Hawkshead House.
Not remembering how I got there, because we ended before.
Yep.
Just quietly unclench.
Everybody else, it's a wet, cold morning. If you open the door, you can see just a hazy, heavy cloud cover blanketing most of Knives Font. Off to the west, there's a few faint sunbeams that pierce down through the overcast weather. Probably over by the river or further west into Underbow somewhere. But everybody's awake. It's a new day. And you can feel that magic that's been at your fingertips for the past few weeks back strong as ever.
Oh.
We have our spell slots back.
You do have your spell slots back.
Because they replenish on a short rest, Zoe definitely just turns invisible to check to be absolutely sure.
And you look down at your hands and you can't see shit except the floor.
I go around and wake everyone up because Hedon's not here to yell at everyone. So, good morning, meeting time.
Okay.
Yep.
Korishana gives you a finger and rolls back over.
Where?
We have
A previously invisible assassin appears over your shoulder. Should I wake Cora up?
Yeah, just don't. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You can't find the dwarf because the dwarf's already downstairs.
Early riser.
Downstairs first floor or downstairs basement?
First floor.
Okay.
Wherever I was when I fell asleep, which I still don't know where exactly in the house that would be, by the time you get there to see if Elishard is awake, he's already completely dressed and just sort of staring out whatever window is available to look out.
Fun fact, no windows in Hawkshead House.
Brooding in front of a wall.
Yeah, you gotta.
It's fine.
Actually, yeah.
Knowing Conflux, the window would be one of those windows that just looks out onto the brick of another house.
Yeah.
In that case, she's sort of staring at the door. It's like you open the door, and thus staring at you as well.
All right, sweet. Meeting downstairs to discuss what we're gonna do next.
Right.
I will make a token effort to see if Cora is actually getting up or not.
Or will roll over, stare directly up at you. I have some things I need to do here. I'll be with you momentarily.
Oh, okay. Bye. Like, clearly at some point it connects that's probably like other stuff.
And
Yeah.
Cora just lays back completely motionless, arms behind their head, and just eyes closed.
Their head. Yep.
All right, once everyone's there. Okay, so we need to decide what we're doing next.
Hey guys, I found something
You
from
did?
Kleddwyn's. Yeah, when I rifled
Okay.
through his shit.
Right. What did you find?
And I'll put down the invitation, the announcement.
All right. So the handout entitled "A Very Select Social Event" is now accessible to all of you, both in and out of character.
Banquet?
Yeah, but Kleddwyn had it.
Why did
How did he get it?
that's-
Well, I'm going to assume that if he had it, he knew about it and wanted to crash it because he's Kleddwyn, or was Kleddwyn.
Or any of the
I turn into Kleddwyn. I'm Kleddwyn. No, just kidding.
Damn you.
or any of the factions who either supported any of the Warlocks who either supported Kleddwyn or supported the existing establishment passed the information on to him, or he was responsible for orchestrating it.
Jack,
Yeah.
do I have any knowledge about either this event or whether or not flyers for this have been plastered up all over the place and they just haven't noticed?
Make me a history check.
Any modifiers?
Nope.
4.
4.
Actually, I'll use my. Can I use my inspiration to
Add a D8 to that.
add a D8 to that? Yeah.
Sure.
8.
8.
Twice as good.
You're familiar. You've heard of the Hyacinth Quarter before, and you know that when they have events like this, they usually discreetly advertise to the intended demographics. Him being a warder captain in Fell Heights, he definitely has enough money and social standing to rate one.
So just sort of quietly, so as to not necessarily intrude, off to the side. The Hyacinth Quarter perform a variety of select events and make sure that their advertisements get distributed to what would be event. Warder captain would have enough clout and potentially financial backing that even. And then he sort of points at the part where it says select invitations available upon application. and then all verified warlocks are pre-approved, this would indicate that it's not just warlock.
Should we see if other compacts have gotten an invitation? Like the ones
Do
that
you know any other compacts? You're not on.
Yeah, the ones in the newsletter that the people were talking about. There's 5 that are like well known.
What day is it?
Well known and are different things, but okay, we can.
We ran into the Dreamheart Pact before.
Yes.
Yes, you did.
I didn't know this.
Currently,
Yeah.
it is the 29th of Syrinx.
So we got
about a week and a half.
okay. So yeah, right, because you run the months are what?
40 days.
40
Yeah.
days.
Mhm.
So okay, yeah. And well, that's something to consider for the future. At the moment, we do owe the landlords a job in payment for their assistance with our Kleddwyn problem. So
Job do we owe them?
We should talk to them.
it was basically a favor for a favor. We owe them some work done for them in exchange for that assistance.
We don't know what that means.
And absent what we need to do to pay for what we've already received, we should potentially lay a bit low for a little while, maybe at least the next month, given we did just
Well, I don't know that we'll need a full month, considering
Jack,
that
I wasn't here last episode, so I need a clarification.
Yeah.
Does John's new character know about the Kleddwyn thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Elishard is fairly well up on pretty much everything. He's a retired warder.
Okay.
And
But-
I think most
yeah.
people are leaning pretty hard on that retired part of that term.
All right. He knows that we were responsible for that. Cool.
Yep.
Yep.
We did just-
His comment on the situation was, welcome.
That's fine. I just wanted to make sure I wasn't screwing over other members of the party.
Nope, you're all good.
We did just bring a whole bunch of trouble potentially down on our heads and the heads of everyone around us.
well, I don't know that we'll need an entire month, considering the nature of the great game. We probably can't afford to take that long down anyway.
If you'd
But
like.
it is a fair point to not try and draw as much attention to ourselves for a little bit, at the very least, until another compact does something stupider.
If you
Yeah. Or we just start doing stuff in other areas.
Hmm.
Not direct-
Staying out of the Fell Heights for a bit might be a good idea, yes.
if you'd like, I could
Fell
see
Heights
if-
and border politics are probably not our friends right now.
If you'd like, I could see if
That's
there
my vote.
was any attention on your call.
That's a fair point, actually.
As much as I would love that, I don't think we're in a position for it yet.
But so, any other directions we need to move today other than paying off our landlords?
There's Cora's thing. Have we done the job for that?
There's the
information yet?
contract for the assassins below.
Yes.
We haven't.
I don't want to go back down there again.
So maybe put that one off for a later date.
Yes.
So the 2 jobs that you guys currently have, there's going to talk to House Youngberry about an assassination that has to happen sometime early next month. So there is a clock on that one. You could follow up on the lead that Vershana was following when you guys had made the raid, the hunting expedition into Habsburg Memorial Gardens and found all the info about Korishana's ancestor. That one's also in the Undergrass, because that's where the Scalebelly Syndicate operates primarily.
Weren't we waiting to hear back from
No,
him?
we got the information
Okay.
from that one,
Yeah, you got the information on that
which
one.
Wotan wrote down, but I don't have a physical journal, so it's basically calling on the DM.
I can find that for you if it's not already in a handout. which I don't think it is.
I
should probably do that.
could use like a note-taking handout that I have
So-
control to edit.
Again, this is a calling on the DM for information I believe the characters have. Wasn't there a specific like place or contact we were meant to go to negotiate the assassination?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep. You have to make contact with House Yangari in the Undergrass. You have to go down where the drow operate and be like, hey, we got a job. Here's how much money we've been given. How cheap can we negotiate? Because you guys get to keep the extra.
Jack.
Yeah, I want to do that one, but we don't need to do that right now, even though there's a clock on it.
Jack, what's the name of that place where I got killed?
What's the name of the place where what?
The place where I got jumped by warlocks.
In the dream you just had?
Yeah.
So Gatdorf and Chamberlain.
Thank you. That was because you said it really quickly and I didn't catch it.
Yeah. If you're looking at the map, there's a factory icon in Stormways district. That's Gatdorf and Chamberlain.
And was that dream accurate to my experience or not?
Thinking back on it, so you don't have a ton of recollection as to the specifics because you died, and that kind of scrambles the brain cells a little bit.
Yeah.
But moving past there, that is a very main road thoroughfare kind of area. There's a lot of traffic that goes through there, so it's very possible that that's where you died.
So while people are sort of musing on their various options, does Gatdorf and Chamberlain mean anything to anyone?
Yes.
Mean anything to me as a sailor and a pirate?
Everybody roll a history check. DC is 5.
Good. Which means I meet it on a natural 1.
Natural one.
15.
8.
I still know.
Where the fuck? There it is.
Is a natural one an automatic failure, or does Aurelia get a pass here?
Aurelia is not paying attention to the conversation currently, and therefore does not hear the question.
Sweet.
All of you definitely know Gatdorf and Chamberlain. They are the ones who they are the preeminent weaponsmiths in the city. They make weapons for the warders, and in terms of actually making magic items, they are the most prevalent and possibly some of the more powerful of them. They're the ones who made the longsword that you guys looted off of Reinhold Kleddwyn that Diamond is currently wielding. Yep, the one that Thaw ate and became Storm.
Yes.
Don't we also have an address for one of the warehouses where they store their stuff?
You also have an address for one of the warehouses where they store some of their wares. Yep.
Which I've been plotting on trying to find a way to sneak in there.
You are not doing that without me.
Was that, again, this is not information my character, but from a player perspective, wasn't that also related to what our landlords potentially wanted us to do?
The thing, our landlords had like a rich old lady that was doing something, and their house was going to be available for looting.
Never mind. Sorry.
Mhm.
I lost my notes.
I don't have a physical notebook, so if I could get like a note-taking document in my journal or something.
So
Yeah.
Open up Google
the
Docs.
I don't remember much from when I died, but I did have a dream last night about approaching one of their establishment and then being attacked. So if there's nothing important that you guys are doing, I would like to investigate that event.
Yes.
Where, because they
They were
have
killed by warlocks, right?
Yes.
It's very
All
possible.
right. So there's a handout called Party Notebook that's in everybody's journal now.
Ooh.
It's possible one of our rivals is trying to stock up on weapons.
I'm pretty certain I know who sent them.
Oh?
And I'm pretty certain they were sent specifically to kill me. I was investigating a noble who has ties to a variety of illicit and illegal activities in the district. And as far as I remember, I was on my way with a group of patrolmen to gather some evidence at a warehouse.
It's
After
not a
that.
bad lead. I will be honest, I would prefer to deal with the drow, though I understand that people are currently apprehensive about returning to the undercraft, as that generally would suit both our motives in terms of helping out Cora find out what they want to know, and to the overall objective of the game by putting us one step closer to actually getting some power.
Do you want to... How long would it take my dad to make studded leather armor?
Just one set?
Yes.
Couple days.
Do you want to... Zoe, do you want to wait until my dad finishes your armor before we go down?
That would also probably be valuable, yes.
Fox that killed him is not any less dangerous.
No, there's just a lot of danger, period. But, I mean, I don't think going near the oh my god, the place where they build the fancy magic weapons.
Northern Chamberlain.
Thank you. I will forget again. Going by there and investigating it in the daytime should not be super duper dangerous. And talking to the landlords also shouldn't be super duper dangerous.
Yep. The other thing I think we need to remember or decide if we want to pursue further would be those weapons that we were looking for.
8.
Which your sword may be one of them? Did we decide on that?
Well, that was part of the contract, was for information about those.
About the Fey antiquities.
All right. That's what.
Yeah, negotiating with the assassins is what is going to earn you more information about the Fey antiquities.
I don't think Storms is a Fey antiquity.
Okay.
So
no, you know very well that Storm is not one of the Fey antiquities.
Look, our weapons or our patrons are not the sub-weapons of some warlock that got split up.
The puzzled
So
look on
let's-
Alishard's face.
let's start with what can be done immediately, and just because they're closest and it's a conversation that needs to happen eventually because they're landlords and they're not exactly known for being patient, I'm going to go and have a conversation with the landlords. Anyone who wants to is welcome to come along, because we need to figure out what we owe them in exchange for the help they gave us with Kleddwyn.
Diamond's going. Keep this trend up.
Have
All right.
I finished my gun? My
You still have probably about 4 hours work to do on your gun.
Okay. I'm going to stay and work
Okay.
while you do that.
All right. Anyone else?
If you're currently 2, I'll tag along.
feel
Just
like,
in case.
Though I am retired, might not be the best look for me to accompany you.
That's fair. That'll start associating you with us, and we can probably take advantage of the fact that you're still considered independent for as long as possible.
Yeah.
All right. So
Unless anyone's going out on a suicide mission the second our elder leaves.
Like I would tell you if I was.
If I ask, then I don't have to be quite as guilty when you die of suicide mission. Sorry, bad choice of words.
All right, so Wotan, Diamond, and Zoe are all headed.
Diamond literally walks out the door and points at Cole's like, if you go on a mission without me, I'm going to be so upset.
Find out.
I invited you to the last one.
You owe me, bitch.
You owe me.
So the three of you head off to the Birksdale boarding house. Wotan, as this is your third trip there, same for Diamond, I believe. You're pretty easily recognized as soon as you come in. The grouchy barkeep grumbles under his breath a little bit, but doesn't even wait for you to walk up, just ducks into the back. And by the time you've reached the bar, just kind of jerks a thumb at the door.
Walk by, nod.
Fuckers.
We're paying you.
He looks at his currently unoccupied bar that he has not currently had any drink orders made for.
You collectively.
You slide into the back room. There's a pair of other individuals at the table, but Mencken is in his usual spot at the head of the table.
Mencken?
Yeah. Welcome back, companions. He seems in pretty good spirits. He gestures down the table, and tea and scones are served, apparently, currently at this time of day. Help yourselves. Have a seat. Let's talk business.
Of course. And they'll sit down.
Nikki forgot the name of the small rat girl that was with us. What was her name?
Kenna?
Kenna. Did Kenna make it back okay?
Why do you think I'm in such a good mood? Girl is a fine thief, and she robbed that shit blind before she scampered off.
Good. Glad we could be of assistance, and glad you could assist us in that matter as well.
Absolutely. So, I assume you're here to square accounts, plus rent's coming up end of the month.
You want that now? Because I've got the satchel on me if you really want it now.
Of course not. No telling what you might earn over the next couple weeks, that week and a half, I guess. And that counts for the rent as well.
Yes, I've been keeping track.
Good.
All right, so what sorts of job are you asking for us?
So you'll have a few weeks to prepare, but early next month, there's a shipment coming through. Not on the river, overland. Herbs, spices, other things that might be utilized in the chemical and alchemical pursuits that we tend to specialize in here. Headed further south, out of Dawn Breeze. Then it'll be crossing the bridge and headed straight into Song Sorrows. You will be relieving it of its cargo. Hell, you can steal the wagons as well, for all I care, but...
All right.
Now, we don't have an exact schedule on it yet, but we will. Shouldn't be any time before the 10th of Troilux, though.
So after the 10th, at the very least.
I'd say you've got about a 90% chance of it being after the 10th. Probably sometime towards the middle of that second week.
All right.
Now, the guilds tend to hire pretty decent guards, especially for a valuable shipment like this. Most of these materials would probably be headed to either some of the herbalists and potioneers in Song Sorrows, maybe down into Underbow to the textile industry. You can probably make some dyes and whatnot out of these as well. But the cargo itself is fairly rare and definitely valuable to our pursuits. So,
right.
Your guys' responsibility will be to relieve them of their possessions, and make sure that nobody knows exactly where it ends up.
Of course. And, of course, doing the job gratis, the contents of the hall are obviously yours to keep, but anything we find off of the guards that might need to disappear, we're free to hold on to, I'm assuming?
Make a persuasion check.
Loki's gift.
Actually, yeah, can I use that? Loki's gift? Or, well, Wotan's Reed, technically.
Heaton had Loki's gift.
No, I also had it, but I have Wotan's Reed now, so... Can I use Wotan's Reed as well on that?
Make a sleight of hand check to see if you can pull that off
without being noticed.
Being noticed.
5, probably not.
You go to cast it and they're watching you.
Yeah, so I'll just go ahead and add my inspiration to that then.
Okay.
Add a D8. Just because dice are not rolling well right now. 6, 21.
21. All right. Sure. We get the wagons and the cargo. You get whatever the hired help is holding on to.
Sounds fine to me.
All right. We'll get you more information as things get closer. Exact date, route, if we can pin it down, starting point. Odds are we may be able to come up with an ending point. Possibly not, but this is probably something that you'll want to jump on sooner rather than later.
Of course.
And I'm sure a gentleman of your proclivities already has the necessary background knowledge to pick a good ambush spot.
You said they'd be crossing a bridge at some point. There's no real escape routes off a bridge other than 2 ends, so, you know.
I mean, that sword cuts both directions.
It does, but I work on the river.
All right.
But we'll see what the route looks like when you've got information for us.
All right, sounds like a plan. Anything further you need from me then, or will I just see you last day of the month?
I suppose I'll see you at the end of the month then.
All right. Bring the books with you, don't forget.
Of course.
And grab a few scones for the road. That scrawny friend of yours probably is going to be regretting he missed out on that.
Scooping
I know he will.
To a handbasket.
The question is, which scrawny friend was he referring to?
There's only one.
Left.
Oh, there's...
Okay, mostly because
there was only the one.
Unless Cora is scrawny. I think they're talking about Cole.
Mostly because I was curious. Can I get a sense if that's meant to communicate that he totally knows about Hedon?
Give me an insight check.
Yeah, because Hedon was scrawny. Hedon was like really lean.
Yeah, I got.
Oh, yeah,
also,
he
Hedon came in the past.
Yeah,
so it was replacing Hedon in that.
Yeah.
15.
You don't get the sense that he knows about Hedon so much as because Cole has never been here.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably either, and Zoe might not be completely familiar with who they know directly, but it's obvious that he knows who all of you are.
Oh yeah, no, I'm more trying to figure out if that was I know that this person's dead, or just I noticed you brought a different group this time.
Right, more of the second.
Okay.
How many scones can Diamond take before it's impolite? What do I have to roll for that?
Insight.
I mean, I'm sure as long as you leave the bowl that they
15.
came in.
You wouldn't leave the bowl. That's
2 or 3, probably. 3 might be pushing it a little bit.
She takes 3.
Okay.
She eyes the 4th one, but then she's like, nope.
Woden just takes one for himself for the road, just like swipes it.
Yep. Pocket
Oh,
heart.
Diamond definitely scarfed down 2.
All right, let's make our way back to the Hawk's Head.
Macon's like, they took all the scones. I had told them to only Oh my god. Animals.
So Jack.
Yeah.
Back at the Hawkshead house. I am probably sitting like on a chair in that front room.
Yeah.
Looking around and sort of like fiddling with my hands, trying to think of if I know anything about this house. Or have ever heard anything about this house.
Give me a history check.
Let's see if it'll roll higher than a 5.
Let's see.
A natural 20.
There you go.
Pretty high.
So, as a warder, generally your duties kept you to your own district.
Yeah.
And you obviously had primary interests in things happening in Stormwolves. Looking around, though, and having heard the term Hawkshead House mentioned at least once, it's beginning to occur to you that there was a rather notable crime that you recall being affiliated with this location. Or rather, a notable criminal. Human, male, and sometime within the last century, accused and convicted of murdering at least 30 people over a 5-year period. Eventually traced to Knives Fund and killed just down the alley, with the body of his most recent victim being found in this very front room.
Does this person have a name?
You do not recall the name. You would have to go look back through records. You could probably find the name if you wanted to, but you do not recall specifically what the name of the criminal was. But yeah, serial killer house, man.
Yeah. So, again, just sort of sitting on a chair near the front door, absently playing with fingers, with his fingers, which anybody who's in the room will probably occasionally hear them go. Just thinking about that at the moment.
Sounds good.
I wanted to get in touch with my patron.
Okay.
Touch
you're
base
down,
real
so
quick.
you're
Bad idea.
downstairs working,
Yep. Uh-huh.
and
And I'm doing something not during a precarious, potentially this could break bit. So I don't know if you're listening all the time or anything. It's mostly just I notice when things go all cross-eyed and there are eyes in the wall or gravity, it goes upside down. But you promised that I would get answers, and 2 people have died so far. I want my answers.
I really want to know if I'm hearing any of this conversation.
I'm not speaking very loudly. Like
give me a perception check with disadvantage.
It would just be like, welcome to your new allies. This one's talking to herself in the corner.
Also,
We're
I'm probably doing this in my
Warlocks.
brain, actually, now that I'm thinking
That
about
is the most normal thing.
Oh, sorry. 4.
Oh wait,
No, not you,
Oh.
Mara.
that was me.
Got it.
Yeah,
Elishard is trying to see if he hears you.
Elishard.
Right.
yeah,
Never mind.
11.
Right. Yeah. And Aurelia is down in the basement, you said?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, so it's the basement, not in the.
Right. Yeah.
Mhm.
Nah,
No,
you
not the
don't. You don't hear anything.
It's I was just picturing like really in the corner of the same room that I'm in, muttering under her breath at the gun.
Fucking
Just
answers.
like,
There are 2 people dead. Fucking goddamn, where's my goddamn
Not yet.
information?
okay.
Not this.
The only thing you notice, Elishard, is a closet sitting on the bottom step, on the threshold of the the door that goes into the room with the stairs, chewing on a chicken bone and just kind of staring at you, dead eye.
I stare back, and just a little bit of skin flakes away as the shadowy, like, inside peeks through. This is 13 worth of intimidation, but...
Yep. I mean, he noticed.
Yeah.
And there was a little bit of a reevaluation. You feel like you moved a few rows on a mental spreadsheet in there somewhere.
Up or down toward the tail.
Mm-hmm. And what up or down means. Aurelia,
It heals back over.
you just say that to the air.
Yep. I probably switch halfway through into just speaking it in my mind because I know it can do that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And I realize that I'm talking to thin air, which is a little bit crazy.
Give me an insight check.
Okay. 19.
Something squirms in the back of your mind. And you look down. And in your design, in your diagram that you've drawn out as the schematic plans for this attachment that you're making to your firearm, there's a series of 3 letters that you don't remember having written there.
Okay.
And don't seem extremely relevant. They're not variables. They're not an abbreviation for any of the parts or components that you've got jotted down here. There's a G. There's a T. And there's a V.
Grand Terra Vestibule.
And they're written in a triangle with the T and the G on the bottom. The V is at the apex of the little triangle.
Okay. Huh. Does that mean anything to me? It's not Gatendorf. Gatdorf. Nope, that's not it. Is it all uppercase?
Yep.
Okay. Is that supposed to be an answer?
Whatever is squirming at the back of your head quiets.
Okay.
Give me an investigation check.
All right. 19.
And you reach out and you just kind of tap the letters and the ink comes away wet. Now there's a little smudge there in the T with your fingerprints kind of, bleeding out to the side.
I continue working on what I was working on.
Okay. So, after an hour, the other 3 of you return. Korashana's gotten up and has had a drink of something and is just sort of lurking about the house.
How'd it go?
Pretty good. Want a scone?
I'm not particularly hungry.
Can I have a look at that?
At the scone?
Curiosity, call it.
Yeah, diamond.
I'll reach over and break off a piece of one of the scones.
There you go. It can happen.
So, poisoned, altered. I'm curious because these are poison vendors.
Give me an investigation check.
Wotan and Diamond begin foaming at the mouth and collapse.
Yeah.
I mean, you're welcome to
that's
try,
not
but
what I
being a
mean.
dwarf.
I do have the relevant tool proficiency if it matters, just for the DC or whatever. 13.
It is a bog standard dried fruit scone.
Well, I guess that is cheaper.
What? Was there something wrong with it?
Cole
No, which is what makes it uninteresting. I was curious.
Sorry, Cole's already snatched them out of Diamond's hands and has them shoved in his mouth.
Yeah, no
You're
one.
halfway.
Chipmunk style.
Yeah.
It's like, we were so
I wasn't expecting it to kill you. At absolute worst, it would probably be like a mild hallucinogen or a very subtle paralytic. You know, the sort of thing that lets you lift someone's purse easier. These are thieves.
Wait,
No
that's
offense
poison?
to whoever is currently spying on us.
Speak and squeak.
They still speak common. Or
But it's a
understand,
lot
I should say.
cuter to imagine them speaking rat.
Yes.
After Zoe says that, just to be safe, I let Jinx sniff one of the scones to see if it's okay.
Jinx is not interested in your damn scones.
Yep. All right. The whole thing goes back into my mouth, and then I go get something to drink because it's dry.
So dry. That's what actually kill you. You just can't say the somatic components.
Mhm.
All right. So does anybody else have anything they're trying to do immediately? Otherwise, we've got about a week of downtime that we can.
Waiting to see if Wotan tells the rest of the party about the thing.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I did ask how'd it go, and then it's like we got scones was the only
Yeah,
answer.
it's like, yes, I went and the scones conversation took over. And I was like, okay, we're
The
talking about scones
important How
now.
did it go?
Look.
Scones.
How'd the meeting with the criminals go? We got scones, guys.
There was refreshments.
It's like the scones
That's
conversation.
like the takeaway most D&D groups would have from any meeting with the criminal empire where scones served.
Yeah, they
And
give us
then-
food. They're all right.
And they had cinnamon buns. It was amazing. They're our new best friend.
Note to self: serve French toast from the villain.
I hope you don't feel too bad about jumping straight from wardering to criminality.
Not particularly, no.
Good, because we've got it's sometime after the 10th of Sidix, most likely, or Troylocks is the 10th of Troylocks. Sometime after the 10th of Troylocks, there's a shipment of alchemical reagents that needs to be hijacked.
Going from where to where?
Somewhere in Dawnbreeze to somewhere in Song Sorrows or Underbow.
Specifically, he probably to some herbalist or maybe a textile place. But we will get more details. It's not just somewhere in the city there will be a cart.
No.
Yes.
Just curious. about
More
the
details as they arrive.
As we pay rent.
Yes. That reminds me. Wasn't there at some point a discussion about getting more healing kits
Yes.
for our group?
Yes.
I haven't
We
heard
should
back.
Be careful of how much we spend. We don't
Yes.
want to actually our landlords.
Oh no, I've got the amount of gold that we currently require tucked in a separate pouch.
Good.
All right.
We still haven't broken
yeah,
the 60
I'm
gold
in
minimum
favor
yet.
Of having enough healing kits that I assume someone took mine off of my dying body because it wasn't in my bag.
Oh yeah, here you go.
Wait, I thought I had it.
So,
Someone has it.
I think no. Wait, no. These are your thieves' tools. Here you go.
Oh yeah. Here's your healing kit.
Was this while I was unconscious, or did you just want to prove that you were a better thief?
I'll let you figure that out.
Insight check.
I am correct on that, right, Jack? We still haven't broken the 60 gold mark.
I do not believe you have. No.
Okay.
23.
17. Damn it! I took it when you were unconscious.
Thanks either way, and no hard feelings either way.
Okay. Now I'm gonna try to steal those off you.
Go for it.
Eventually, not right away.
I'm not exactly wise.
No, wait. No, I didn't take the healing kit off of you when you were unconscious. I took the one that I think we had one from Mage's kit.
Yes.
I don't know.
Major had one.
Yes.
Yeah.
Major
I
had
know
one
at some point mine was lifted out of my inventory. The first time that people were dying in the boss fight.
Yeah.
Mhm.
We have 2 healers kits at the moment.
Yep.
Yeah, we currently have 2. No, keep it. I don't personally mind. I think more is potentially good because I can't speak to others' combat experience, but while I am strong with a blade, I am the get someone in the vital organs and then leave type more than I am the stand around and take a beating type.
That's fair. Oh.
It's a good strategy.
And generally magic does not lend itself to exceptional health.
No.
Side eyes at my false life spell.
False life is not exceptional health.
It is for me.
Also, false. Keep right there being false.
False life. Yeah.
You will eventually run out.
4 hit points.
This? Why are you?
Because right now it's 1d4 plus 14 hit points for me.
Nice.
Oh,
Because we
yikes.
cast it at 3rd level. It gets an extra 5 temporary hit points every level above 1st level you cast it at. So casting it at 3rd level means that false life gives you 1d4 plus 14.
Oh, you actually have false life as opposed to having the warlock thing.
I actually have the false life spell.
Okay.
Because when I transform, I can't concentrate on spells or cast them, so none of my spells are concentration except for Vampiric Touch. But
Okay, you actually took false life.
yeah,
that makes more.
So if that doesn't have to be done or can't really be done until the 10th, we have time possibly to go and deal with House Ungary.
Mm-hmm.
Unless, Cora, did you want to go?
I don't. And it's a little odd. Cora is usually pretty deliberate and fairly focused. Just not always on the sort of things that most people would be deliberate about or focused on.
Yes.
They seem a little distracted right now. I don't... It's not on a schedule.
Well, both of them are the undergrass, but I'm not going to downplay that it's dangerous. House Ungary is, to some extent, a business, as opposed to going to a group of people that are probably not happy to see us repossessing what they have repossessed.
So do you know how to get there?
Yes and no, GM.
You belong to a different house,
Yeah.
and the approaches there are fairly heavily guarded
Mm-hmm.
and usually somewhat secreted.
But if someone was going to negotiate a contract,
they do need to be able to talk to somebody down there. You know who you would go to talk to in order to get in touch with them. The uncomfortable bit for you will be, why do you need to talk to House Young Gary? That's not our house.
Right.
What does that mean?
I know. The best way to put this. Tragically, without my lineage's great divine right.
Yes.
You don't need to look so uncomfortable. It's just facts. My patron has powers as yours does. There is tension between the houses. I know roughly who to contact to initiate the conversation that would lead to speaking to the person who negotiates on behalf of House Young Gary with us, who are negotiating on behalf of the broker that we are negotiating for. I would have to either puzzle out exactly how I explain not rerouting the business to the best of my abilities, or simply act as an introductory vehicle between you and the person who could access the person that you actually need to speak to.
An intermediary.
An intermediary introducing you to a proper intermediary, but at that point, until the formalized, until the actual negotiations with House Young Gary, and even potentially leading into that, I couldn't help you.
Belashar.
This is for Jack. Jack.
Yeah.
As an investigator, and as an investigator that speaks Undercommon, as well as Dwarvish and Elvish, but those two might not necessarily matter. Do I have any criminal contacts that might be able to assist in this particular field?
Hell nah.
Okay. I didn't know how, like,
as far as
CIs
the surface,
work for warders.
Yeah. As far as the so there's surface crime, which is where most of your contacts would be.
Yeah.
There's this. So when a contract is put out on a surface individual by one of the drow houses and it's accepted, at that point it's mostly how long can we run out this clock. The drow are the boogeymen as far as the surface is concerned, both for the general population but also for the warders. You can try and forestall it, or you can just kill yourself ahead of time and deny them the satisfaction, but there are very few times that anybody has ever actually had a contract, had it accepted, and then been able to deny it or push it off or forestall it or somehow avoid ending up dead at some point by their hand.
To clarify, I was wondering if I knew anybody that knew how to contact them.
As far as that goes,
like, not
really.
Okay.
That sort of thing is pretty high up the pay grade.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other alternative is to make, and I would strongly advise against this, but I'm trying to be forthright with all of the options. I have learned my lesson on that.
Thank you.
You could make it incredibly obvious that you are looking and have the backing to actually pay, and if they're interested, they'll find you. That hopes that they're interested, that hopes that the wrong people don't hear about it first. But it's also an option.
Have you heard of, as I try and find that contract, what name was it?
Do you guys still have?
Aragil.
Do you guys still have the contract?
Yes.
Okay, because it was in Heaton's bag. I don't remember if
Yeah,
everybody
you
got
guys.
his bag.
Everybody kept everything from
Okay,
Eden's
good,
bag.
good, good.
We had
We probably
A couple of the sex toys probably got chucked, but other than that,
Please
put them
Heaton,
around his grave in like a little pattern.
Heaton,
I've been waiting to hide them
Heaton,
in people's places.
Heaton doesn't carry around sex toys. Heaton is the sex toy. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Aragil-
some of the self-safety accessories.
The handcuffs.
I was thinking the condoms, but probably also the handcuffs.
but yeah, you guys still have access to that.
Yeah. Aragil Kemenor? Would that be someone who they would be interested in? Have you heard of this person?
Throw me a history check.
Can I do that too? Hearing the name for the first
Yeah.
time.
Who the contract is on and more, but let me think.
Half as good as I did.
Natural 20. I'm good at history today.
You are good at history today. Neither of you have ever heard of him.
Alright.
It's not a name that's in any sort of circulation I'm aware of. That doesn't mean that there wouldn't be any interest. But again, I probably wouldn't lead with who you want assassinated. I would probably lead with you're looking for a contract. But again, I strongly discourage just going out and making noise until you find someone.
Yes.
The only other option I can think of is looking at Woden like he might stab me. We do know someone that navigates criminal circles, and while I gather that Woden, what's your girlfriend's name?
Thalia.
I gather that Thalia more functions on the surface. As a tactician, he might have some assistance in, well, I think we're somewhat in her good graces, given her nieces are no longer the prisoners of a warder captain.
Yes, I might be able to ask Thalia if she's got any contacts that might
I
be...
don't think it's likely, but she might have a direct route out from some... I wouldn't bank on it.
Yes.
It's definitely an option to pursue because, as it turns out, Thalia has done quite a lot since the last time I saw her.
I have
Alright.
somebody that I could ask if they know anything, but I doubt it. He doesn't like to get mixed up in things where you can end up dead. So
Yeah, no, he wouldn't. No.
but he might know where if there's a place that they hang out or that they, I don't know. He might know something.
Our commission is fairly specific about where we need to go.
Yeah.
Finding them, what's there? What is there to stop us from simply? I understand that it would be awkward talking to your contact about this other house. What is there to stop you from simply introducing us to them and having us ask them about
That
it?
was the main,
Yeah.
that is my primary suggestion, and the route I think is the best.
That seems like the most direct and likely to succeed, and this apparently has a time limit.
Yes.
Yes. I have simply learned that if I do not clearly outline every possibility, people get quite upset with me. I'm trying to figure out how. I'm a sleeper agent. I'm not really sure this part of it.
Fair enough.
I'm a sleeper agent and also inevitably, yeah. It serves my interests that we get in contact with House Young Garrett.
Fair enough. So, if this is an important thing and we want to get it done, are there any other, like, I understand that people might have people that they could possibly ask, but who may or probably won't have any information. Are people simply just not willing to go through with that plan? Because that sounds like a good one to me, at least.
Let's go while we still have spell slots.
What are those?
Power.
I
You're
turn
welcome.
Cole invisible.
Well, now Zoe doesn't have any
Cole,
spell
you're
slots.
invisible.
Cool. I'm gonna try to steal the thing. I'm gonna go around and try to steal the tools.
I was only planning to hold it for one round.
Well, that's enough for him to try. If you're close enough to touch him, that's long enough for him to try and pickpocket you. Go ahead and make a sleight of hand check. You've got it.
I don't feel like he has advantage on this necessarily because he doesn't have time to both hide and steal, right?
Right. Yeah, no, it's just going to be a sleight of hand check.
Okay.
15.
My passive is 14. Jack, is this an active check?
This would be active.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perception.
I think the idea of the invisibility drops and Cole's just holding.
I'm spending my inspiration because that's a D6.
Oh, that's a D8.
Oh goodness.
I feel petty.
Roll a one. Actually, roll a 4.
Oh,
It's a 1.
Good
I
thing
knew
was
this
natural.
was gonna happen. I was baiting.
So you drop the invisibility, and Cole's there shoving something in his pocket.
Good for you. Can I have it back or no?
I pull out my 3 feet of chain. What?
I'll go through my bag and see what's missing because I keep my bag pretty fucking organized.
I'll
we
pull
also,
out-
when
I'll
we're
pull out
getting
the thieves'
healers
tools.
tools, do we also,
I'll hand it back.
when we're getting healers tools, do we also potentially want to see if our landlords are willing to sell us a set of thieves' tools?
I wouldn't trust them to sell us anything that wasn't at least twice the price it should probably be.
Or someone else's contact. It just seems like
I mean,
we don't need to.
Locksmithing tools are one of the pretty standard purchases, at least for my father's smithy. I think anyone that works iron would be able to make you some.
Yeah, they're not hard to acquire. And if you have contacts that wouldn't be suspicious.
Well,
you've met Diamond's family. We're not going to ask them.
Why not?
They're too wholesome.
My mom could shake a bitch. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean,
Diamond
only if
really
she had
wants
seen
You
them
would feel really bad, though.
Be suspicious of what we're teaching you.
Where is this entrance to the undergrass that we're going to need to take? Do we know?
Well, that's the thing. Obviously, there are entrances to the undergrass. We know of some of them. But the thought is that or if I was not misunderstanding, reach out to the person I know would be able to get in contact with them.
Yes.
Let them know that you, whoever wants to front for the compact, is looking. Hope that contact goes well and proceed from there.
Yes.
We wouldn't be heading underground to do that necessarily.
Okay, I misunderstood. In that case, while you work on that, I can certainly take some people to the Dragon Forge in Stormways if they want to buy some more mundane or suspicious adventuring supplies. And also, we can probably get some health kits along, or some healing kits along the way.
Other people's thoughts on plans?
So we've got one group looking for contacts, one group going for
one person looking for contacts.
Yeah.
Unless other people want to follow up with their routes. Yeah.
I can go have a conversation with Thalia about potential leads.
I'm down for picking up suspicious packages.
Me too. I'm getting into crimes.
Was Kleddwyn's shield painted?
Your parents would be so proud.
Yeah.
Would I be able to prestidigitation the paint off so it's not so recognizable?
You could if you try, you'll make the paint look very shiny.
Sorry. Yeah.
So it's even more recognizable.
Yeah.
I mean, that's some parade polish you got going there now, man.
All right. Cool. Why does it keep? I know how to work a computer, guys.
I'm good with technology.
All right.
So was it sort of indicating to Diamond and Cole and shrugging at Aurelia?
Yes. No. I like this plan of sending out to your contact. And
yeah.
seeing what answers we get.
All right.
I still have materials. I need to keep working on things.
Do you need anything?
No.
Okay.
I have materials.
So, just to clarify, Wotan will be talking to whoever this Thalia person is.
Yes.
Zoe will be going to arrange a meeting. You will be working, and the Cole and Diamond will be coming with me to pick up some healers' kits and thieves' tools.
Yes. I think
Among
that's it.
other things.
I've only got about 10 gold, so if anyone else has some money to throw at that particular objective.
I can give you some materials if you wanted to sell it somewhere. I don't have much gold. I don't have any gold, actually. I have a silver.
If you've got raw materials, we can probably dump those off as well.
Yeah, I got a lot of shit.
Though I'm assuming, Jack, that if I keep my 200 gold worth of materials, that's going to go farther as just raw materials for me than trying to sell it back and then buying other things.
Yep.
Just because of market.
Because of market.
Yes. Do we have any other gold? Does anyone have gold?
I have a little bit left.
How much?
6.
That's about what I'm at. Aside from the pouch of, funds for rent.
You can't touch that.
No, I'm not going to let any of you touch that. I'll take one of your hands off if you try.
I donated it to other things we needed. We put off the shopping trip until we find a job that makes money.
That's another thing I can ask Thalia about, actually, because
that's reasonable.
When we were working together, she was usually the one who found the jobs, and I would tend to organize the crew while she organized the plans.
Sorry, Cole, you looked like you were trying to say something.
Yeah, I have a bunch of shit that I can sell.
Okay.
We'll see about selling that while we're out.
Is this, out of curiosity, shit that needs to go in our ledger?
No.
Inside check.
The gold that you take will need to go in the ledger just so that we don't start on a bad foot.
Well, I got this stuff before we started living here.
Is one of them a shield?
Well, except for the shield.
Okay.
And all of the gems. And
yeah, most of it.
Yes.
I found these gems already.
Yeah, out of character, we all know he's lying out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zoe, you're like, I don't have time for this.
My passive insight is 12.
We have a book.
He's lying through his teeth.
Yeah.
Cole, just keep track of how much gold you make off of it.
Okay, I can do that.
You don't have to give me all of it. I just need to know how much it is. We've still got a while before we break 60 golds that we're owed.
How much do we have left?
I'm going to assume, because what was the percentage?
You guys got rolled in at, I think, 30?
30% or 60 gold, whichever is minimum.
Higher.
Yeah, whichever is higher.
Higher. Yep.
So the We would have to have brought in 180 gold to just match 60.
How much have we brought in already?
Not even 100, honestly.
How much is in the satchel for the 60 though?
60.
Would
Oh, okay.
would I know whether they would consider raw material costs as part of intake, or should I be worried basically? Because I had 400 gold of stuff from the armor.
You don't know.
Okay.
Unless you sell it for gold, I don't think that counts.
All right. I will operate under that assumption.
Okay. Let's go then.
I'll wrap up Kleddwyn's shield in like a blanket or something.
Yeah, you can do that.
I head up to Stormways.
So boats are launched. People transit. You guys managed to get everybody dropped off where they need to be. We're going to start with Wotan.
Yep.
Good, 'cause that means I can get a drink.
You track down via a number of just discussions on the street with people that you think might know.
I mean, I also have a compass if I need to.
Oh, that's right. That's how you find. That's the easiest way for you to find her. Yeah. So yeah, you just talk to your compass, and it points you to Twilight's Web after you've dropped everybody else off.
Yep.
The Twilight's Web is an interesting district to navigate, but you don't have to go too far in. The crystalline lights that illuminate most of the district, because the district is always a little dimmer than it should be. But these faceted gem-like rocks that for some reason shed light naturally and never seem to go out, although they do occasionally shift color into a variegated spectrum of illumination, light your way as you make your path further down, past a large factory that you know as Dunspike Foundries and Metalcraft, to a small house up a side lane, no more than 5 minutes walk from the factory. And Thalia appears to be somewhere inside.
Here I am lacking the message cantrip. Can I get enough of a look to be able to tell if she's anywhere within view of a window?
Give me a perception check.
16.
16. Yeah. You sort of cast around the exterior of the house a little bit, doing your best to stay out of sight, but also keep an eye on what's happening. And while most of the curtains are fairly drawn, there's a gap of about 8 to 12 inches between one of them, and you see a shock of red hair right about where the compass is indicating Thalia is along the sight line of.
He's just going to use Mage Hand and just kind of creep it up to the window and just tap lightly and then dissipate it just so that it gets her attention.
Okay. The head jerks and she sees you outside there in the alleyway. She gives you a little bit of a nod, and then you see her after a moment stand up and make her way towards where the front door is.
He waits across the street.
Okay. After a moment or two, she steps up to you. The scar is starting to heal a lot better now, looking notably less fresh. I should have expected that you'd be able to track me down when you needed to.
Holds out the compass. Being a warlock has certain benefits.
I might have to have that off you, love.
I think it only works for me, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's all right. Shite situation then.
Part of being a warlock. They can't steal your shit because it comes from someone else.
So, how are you?
It's good to see you. Sorry, I wasn't certain whether you wanted to introduce me to the family yet.
We'll give it a day or two. There's a lot of goodwill for at least your name so far in that house, knowing that you're the reason that the daughters are back.
Oh, that's good. I actually had a couple of questions for you. I'm wondering how far your contacts have gone since we last spoke.
Keep them up to date. What are you looking for?
Well, I've got a job from a job. I could definitely use a good amount of income. But second, I've also got a job from the elf for information, and he's asking our group to find House Youngeri to give them a contract. And I was hoping you might be able to get us in contact.
House Youngeri? Well, that's a bit outside my wheelhouse, love.
I was hoping, but
I mean, best case scenario, I'd say head down and hope for the best, which usually ends up in people being dead.
Well, we've got the drow in our party is
she part of the house?
She's not part of Youngeri, but she's part of a noble house, so maybe.
I mean, that's probably not worth nothing. And there's purportedly at least some honor amongst the assassin houses down there, so they're not likely to murder her out of town. Of course, no telling what's in town for them as well. Yeah. But, in terms of other jobs, we looking legal or otherwise? Because I've heard a few things.
Whatever pays the best.
Well, if you're looking to keep your noses clean, there's some hunting to be done in the southern woods in Underbow. And they're looking for particular beasties. Could get you at least a couple hundred gold, depending on how many you're able to bring in and what condition the pelts are in.
I think lightning charred might not be the best condition.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sure you got something else. I know that there's a few of you that are at least half decent with a blade.
Aye. But let's be honest, this group is not exactly a group of hunters.
No. If you're looking for something a little more on the smash and grab side of things, we can pick you up with at least one or two thieving jobs.
Perhaps. Anything important moving down the river anytime soon?
River's been a bit dry, actually, recently. Most of what's been going on is just basic materials, foodstuffs.
Has something to do with Kleddwyn.
Hasn't been a peep from that corner. Pretty sure the warders up in Fell Heights have closed ranks and are trying to figure out what's been going on. Ensure it wasn't an inside job and hopefully figure things out from their end.
I mean, it was an inside job, just not the kind of inside they were thinking.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're looking to their own ranks first, so there's not going to be much coming in from there, at least not too soon.
Well, I suppose when piracy's not paying well enough, it's an old-fashioned burglary.
Aye, that's true.
Truce to navigation. All right.
So, let me write down some information for you as far as who the contacts are on these, and you guys can decide which ones you want to chase down.
Sounds excellent.
She'll jot down a few names on a piece of paper, slip it into your hand, lean over, give you a kiss on the cheek. All right, well, there's a casserole in the oven that I'm supposed to be watching, so This is apparently what running a household is like.
And you're sure you wanted to settle down?
Well, my version of settle down is not her version of settle down.
Well, see what the future holds for us, but good luck to you.
All right. Still be planning to drop by in a few days, unless I hear otherwise from you.
Of course. Door's always open for you.
All right. I'll see you later then, love.
See you later. He will head off back to Hawkshead.
Okay. For Zoe. I assume you're going back to your house near Cleoth contact, who you usually are
Is
supposed
that
to
the
report
person
to?
you were referring to when you said someone who would know
Yes.
how and if to get in contact with?
Mhm. Yeah, Lenore would be the person to talk to
Okay.
as far as that sort of thing goes.
Yes. That.
Okay. So with Wotan having dropped you off on the docks in Merc Dreamer, you take the walk in and knock on Lenore's door. Oh, well, you've come back then. So, what brings you here now?
It seems that it is always eventful being actively involved in things. And there's something I wish to pass on. Obviously, I would not imagine to tell you what to do with it. Okay. I'm sure that I would have pressed for this, and I'm pretty sure I did it in character. Who is my person that I am directing this?
Wotan.
Who wanted to be the face? John, you can't point in a random direction. I don't know who's there on the screen.
I said Wotan.
Ah, I did not hear that.
I don't know if it was ever established, but that seems like the obvious choice, unless William has a...
Wotan seems like the obvious choice, yes.
Hey, Diamond,
That's
negotiate with assassins, please.
Our options are Diamond, no. Cole, no.
Ow.
Aurelia, no. The Warder, no. Cora, no. Zoe already has said no. Wotan, therefore.
Yeah, okay.
Fair
Fair enough. Wotan is the one who could do it. Yeah. Sorry, I forgot that part.
It's fine. It's okay. It's whatever.
It seems that one of my allies has received commission to negotiate with their Cleoth on behalf of a contact.
Young Gary.
Thank you, John, for remembering.
Roll it back, but sure.
nouns.
Interesting. Let me roll something for him. Perfect. So
like
your
that.
intent then is to attempt to establish good relations with House Youngare by facilitating a contract that we otherwise might have poached from them, thereby implying that you are an honest individual willing to be trusted.
That, or at your judgment, if it seems more efficient to poach the contract, I do not have the experience to say if that would be more favorable. My only caution is that this is someone who is already acting as an in-between and may not have the ability to be poached from directly.
Well, at the very least... At the very least, it will make them think twice and keep them looking over their shoulders, waiting for the other shoe to drop, as it were.
Of course.
So, young Zoe needs to speak to the negotiators of a rival house. Fascinating. And today I thought was going to be boring. All right. Well, I hope you and whoever's accompanying you are prepared for an extended bit of travel. When do you intend to leave? It will be at least probably 3-4 days journey to get you where you need to go.
Well, they are occasionally difficult. I suspect we will leave tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning. All right. I will meet you at the Merc Dreamer Lane's docks then, with the necessary charts and passes that you'll need to at least get you where you need to go. Safely will be on your shoulders.
Of course.
Whoever you speak to, make sure to do your very best to recall their names and any pertinent information about them. If this is something you're going to build on in the future, you'll need to maintain at least a mental dossier of everyone you talk to over there.
Nod.
Very good. Well, you never cease to surprise. I'll see you tomorrow morning.
Right. Dismiss. Bow. Leave.
And the other three who are headed to the Dragon Forge. So, as you begin to approach, Diamond, you've seen this place of business before. Cole, you have not. Through the Fire and Flames is a rather expansive establishment. Coming up on the approach, there are no fewer than 3 chimneys belching smoke and sparks. And from within, you can hear the clatter and pound of metal on metal. Elishard, your dad runs a pretty intensive operation with at least probably 7 or 8 employees working as long as the place is open.
Mm-hmm.
Which for a commissioned smithy in Stormways is still kind of on the upper end. I mean, he's definitely not Gatdorf level. You know, they have a crew of a couple hundred.
They have retail locations. We don't.
Yes. Yep. But still, there's a pretty decent quantity of product that your father puts out.
On the way up, I would have checked with Cole as to what it is exactly he has to sell, so you figure out how much of it could be potentially bought by the Dragon Forge, and how much of it we'd have to find somewhere else to sell.
The daggers and Kleddwyn's shield can probably be sold there. The gems will have to be sold somewhere else.
Would I know if my father would be able to do anything with gems?
He would be. Commission work, yeah. In terms of those sort of things, usually Hilton pommel decorations, that sort of thing. And then occasionally he'll get more household type metalwork, because he doesn't just do blacksmithing.
Yeah.
There's also gold and silversmithing that comes through here too. And that sort of thing can definitely be utilized.
I would actually, I would let you know then. It's like, actually, you'd be surprised at the variety of things that can be crafted in a forge like the Dragon Forge. Gems are quite useful.
Great.
And having a ready supply as opposed to having to order some in, would be worth an amount of gold.
Hey Cole, can I carry the shield? It feels weird walking in without like carrying something. I feel empty-handed.
Yeah.
Cool.
Oh, and I'm gonna sell this light crossbow.
Yeah. Sell it all.
All right. So, Cole, give me a list of what you have to sell.
So,
All right.
Kleddwyn shield, 5 gems, 2 daggers, 1 light crossbow, and I will throw in the 7 crossbow bolts that I still have.
Okay.
And those 2. Oh.
Unless somebody else wants them. But,
No.
Okay. You push open the door. There's not a bell because a bell would not be able to be heard, even in the storefront, over the kind of cacophony that is currently emanating from the smithy area. And greeting you is a late middle-aged dragonborn. Muscular to a surprising level, but about what you'd expect for somebody who spent most of his life swinging a heavy piece of metal and working with the various types of labor that are required for the sort of business that he runs. He's got the sort of scaly tendrils that form a bit of a mustache around the edge of the muzzle. Gold scales that are just beginning to get that sort of dull shining patina of age. And his eyes glance up, bright gold orbs that sit deep within the sockets and brighten. Elishard! You're back! What brings you here today, son?
Hello,
And
Dad.
friends?
Yes, this is Diamond from the Guitar Arms.
Yes, I remember you. Your father does
Mr.
very good work.
Amos.
And this is another friend, Cole, we're trying to offload some gear. Hopefully some of it would be useful to you. In addition, Cole is looking into getting into the locksmithing business and needs some tools.
Ah, very good. Well, I'm certain that the Dragon Forge can find something that will work for you all right there. And family and friends discount, of course. Don't worry, lad. I'm not going to gouge your friends. Bryhard is the name. Pleasure to meet both of you. Young Diamond, you look different. It's been probably a year since I've seen you. You've grown a bit.
Thank you, sir. I think I've stopped growing. Hopefully, maybe.
Well, when you're as old as I am, sometimes those sort of things pass the senses. Well, anyway, so, looking for some locksmithing tools, excellent, and yes, let's see what we can find for you. And he will pull out a series of things from a drawer back. Single set of locksmithing tools, discount-wise, you're probably going to be looking at
trying to piece together a thieves' tools kit out of the locksmithing tools because there's a lot of overlaps there.
Yeah.
Give me just a straight intelligence check then there, Elishard.
6. I don't know what I'm doing. Hopefully Cole knows what he's looking for.
That's probably going to run you 35 gold.
Okay.
Just for the locksmith tools.
Just for the locksmiths.
Mhm.
Okay. That is all the gold I have.
This is important.
Yep. Okay. And you said you were looking for what else?
I was saying we were looking to piece together, basically, looking at the locksmithing tools, trying to see how much of that would be usable as thieves' tools for Cole, basically.
Yeah, the 35 gold will cover enough locksmithing tools that you can use them as thieves' tools as well.
Sweet.
So that'd be for Cole. And then also looking to see what we can get for the stuff that Cole has brought in. This shield, the gems, the dagger, and the daggers and the crossbow.
Holds up the shield. Well, that comes from up north. Decent work, too. This is... Where did you get a water shield, lad?
God.
It was passed down to me. It was my grandpa's, but our family's on hard times right now, so we just need money.
Give me a deception check.
He's scraggly. He's
13.
He's
Pull
scrawny.
the other one, lad. It has bells on it, you know.
Oh no.
Elishard just...
And he points at the maker's mark, which clearly has a date from about 5 years ago.
Oh god.
Damn.
Elishard just grins.
Son,
I did warn them.
is this above board?
Mostly.
All right. Well, we can definitely utilize this.
We'll say that the person that it belongs to will not be missing it. Nor should he.
I see. Well, I assume it didn't happen within the bounds of Stormways.
Nope.
You know what your father would say.
There's a list.
You can see it. A scroll, in fact. Yeah.
Insert Crowley gif of the contract.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's why Father's a captain and I'm an investigator. We operate differently.
Yes. All right. Well, yes, I can certainly give you an offer on that. Anything else we want to add to the pile, or just the shield?
There's
Dump everything. Out.
five gems, 2 daggers, and a light crossbow.
And 7 crossbow bolts. Look.
Well,
Those are on the house.
Those are just trying to be gotten. I'll take those crossbow bolts, actually.
okay.
Take them.
I could use those.
I'll just put them over here.
You can have
All
these.
right.
Never mind. You can have those.
Yeah. So just the
So he's investigating the various things. How's retirement treating you anyway, lad?
It's been more interesting than I expected it would be.
No.
Working on.
Well, I'm glad you're not bored.
Yeah, well, meeting new people, experiencing new and strange events.
Excellent. Glad to hear it. Well, keep yourself safe.
Doing my best, so.
Elasmir, you know, would probably chew through the wall. That man is going to drop in his uniform
Hey,
sometime within the next century.
hopefully later into it.
Later into it, indeed. All right.
How is Braemir doing? I haven't seen him in a while.
Braemir has been busy. Braemir has been training and trying to utilize as many of the things that I can smith for him and put them into as many bloody bodies as he possibly can.
He hasn't been melting. any of it,
Braemir
has he?
is reckless.
He hasn't been melting your work, has he?
No. He only tried that the once, and then I explained to him how acid and metal don't act the same way poison and metal do.
And Galdian is still at school, isn't he?
Yes. We're expecting him back this weekend for a dinner. He wants to show off.
Is this a dinner I'm expected at?
Do you want to be expected at it?
I'm not certain how my weekend is going to be going yet.
Well, we'll set an empty space for you, and I'll have the housemaid clear it out if you don't show up.
Thank you.
All right. All things considered here, I can either take your coin for the tools and give you it back, or I can simply offer you an additional 45 gold and the tools.
I'll look over at Cole since it's his stuff.
Works for me.
Very good, then. Well, some of these will need to be broken down and refinished, and, well, these daggers are just going straight into the smelter, but all things considered, not bad. Whatever line of work it is you do, son, I think if you bring a pile like this back again, we can continue to do business here.
I'll keep that in mind. By the way, the Qatar Arms will be apparent has some armory. What's the word that I'm looking for? Has some armor requests that they're working on filling. If you end up having any spare resources you're looking to offload, might I suggest sending someone over there?
Oh, well, I'll send one of the lads over to talk to Darwin and see what we can do to help him.
We much appreciate it, sir.
Diamond, I've known you long enough. You're supposed to call me Bryhard, and I won't hear anything else about it.
Okay, Bryhard.
Thank you.
If you want me to keep calling you Bryhard, then you should also talk to my parents about having dinner with them as well. I feel like it would be good. It would be good for our families. Says it just like that too. Like, what am I saying?
Spectrums of networking here.
I'm picturing like Elishard looking confused at Diamond and Bryhard looking confused at Elishard.
Bryhard got a natural 19 on his insight roll, so there's a little bit of a cough and a couple sparks come out of the nostril.
What? No! Oh my god!
I'll definitely make sure that my husband and I have a chance to meet up with your folks.
Hold on.
It's entirely because I've been watching too much Game of Thrones, but I just have in my head the scene from season 1. I have a son, you have a daughter, we'll join our houses.
Yeah, but Diamond's just like, yes, merchant houses should get together and hang out and stuff because, that's a thing that they should do, right? Right? Oh no, poor baby. Did not realize what she signed up for. Whoops. Whoopsie doopsie.
I think
he
that's
excited and stuff.
I think that's all we needed for now, Father. We'll be back at some point.
All right. You don't need any help finding your feet? Do you need any money?
No, not at the moment.
All right. Well, talk to me and your father if retirement doesn't suit you.
I will absolutely do so.
Very good, very good. It was a pleasure meeting you, Master Cole. Diamond, always nice.
So this is what a supportive father looks like.
Yeah, I know.
What does Darwin look like?
That's a joke between me and John.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, if only you knew, guys.
Both of
daddy issues here.
Both of Elishard's fathers are supportive, just in different ways.
Yes, they are.
So, sort of head on out.
All right. He you hear him whistle out into the forge, a weirdly high piercing note that somehow cuts through the metallic clatter.
He's practicing.
And a soot-smudged individual comes in and starts loading the other stuff that they just bought off Cole back out into wherever it is they make things.
I miss working the furnace sometimes. Sometimes.
I don't.
I only ever
That's what happened when you got grounded.
If you enjoyed it, you'd probably be as strong as I am.
Ooh.
I'm only currently weaker than you. That's not in character. That's out of character.
I just want to point out that Nikki's mug makes every snarky shot better.
Yeah.
Hello, Snark. I'm Dad.
The hilarious thing is we have 2 Smiths in this party.
Well, the children of 2
dwarf.
Smiths.
No, dwarf.
Oh, right.
Smith's tools, proficiencies.
Right.
Diamond has Smith tools proficiencies. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
so we have 2 Smiths in the party.
Right. Well, let's see about getting some healer's kit and head back to Hogshead.
Perfect.
Okay. Yeah.
So, see if we can pick up a healer's kit or 2 on the way back to Hogshead, Jack.
An investigation check.
Can we all do that?
Yeah.
8.
Oh god, we never.
13.
20.
Yeah, cool.
I know every goddamn place in this city. I deliver there. I
I built this city.
occasionally steal from there. When we pass just some random alley, I will throw out the slawing imp tails that I forgot to do anything with.
Okay.
So
No, wait.
Jump.
Do we know if Bubbles eats those? Would he eat those?
You don't know.
No. Keep. I want to see Bubbles eats them.
you can put them in your bag. They're starting to
They're starting to get right.
yeah, they're starting to like stain the side of my bag, and I would not like
that. Nobody cares.
Well, no, it's the smell on your person being the
It's the smell and the necrosis that's starting to wear.
I mean, I'll be carrying them for about an hour.
My sense of smell is a little stronger than most, and it's starting to be real ripe.
It's like 1,000-year egg. Let's see how it do.
It's not cracking.
All right. So you start glancing around, and then Cole, you see a place that says "Healer, I barely know her."
I head right for it. Guys.
Oh yeah, that's.
Oh yeah.
I walk past that a lot, and I always forget it's there for some reason.
The way they spell heal is different than what I assumed it was for.
There's an unnecessary apostrophe in it.
Yeah.
But anyway, you step inside and you find a shopkeeper who is definitely willing to sell you healer's kits. They're 10 gold each.
I have 6.
Cole has 41.
I have 45.
45. Actually, no, you have more than that because you had 30-some already.
I had 35 and spent it.
No. Basically, it was either you can give me the 35 and I'll give you a whole bunch back, or you can just take the thieves' tools plus 45 gold and that's it for the pile.
So you've got
80.
So
you've got 80 gold.
Cool.
You're rich.
This is honestly the richest he has ever been.
I'm gonna buy all the healing kits.
I might as well be a goddamn noble at this point.
Sure. Let's go up to Fellways.
Yeah. So how many? We have some already.
So we have 2. Each healer's kit has 10 charges. Do you want to get
one for everybody?
It's your gold. Finish it with.
I'll let you know that I probably won't be the one using them. So.
If Diamond wants to double saddlebag some healing kits, I'd be super down with that.
I mean, keep in mind that a healer's kit makes you avoid the medicine check.
Yeah.
Yes. No, yeah.
If you're bad at it, you might want to take one.
That's not why I won't be using one.
Because he's dead.
People can die to things other than combat, like
traps.
No, what I mean. We'll get
won't
to
be in
that
control of himself to be able to use it during combat.
Ding, 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 ding.
Also, I don't think you can reach it as well, because doesn't the thing like cover your entire body?
Look, I'm Aaron. Hi, I'm Aaron. I'm a cleric who nags at the party when there isn't a cleric.
I'll buy 3.
Buy 3? All right. Mark off 30 gold then.
Yeah, they're 50 on scones.
Yes.
I'm gonna buy a 50. I'm just gonna clear out a bakery on the way back. Order a cart.
Oh,
Are you looking for a bakery?
No, I was.
So irresponsible.
No.
They're very responsible.
I will hide the other 50 gold that I have about my person.
Okay.
But yeah, so one for me, one for Aurelia, one for Wotan, because Diamond or Diamond.
So we'll say that everybody reassembles at Hawkshead House after.
I wanted to send a message because I have sending.
You do have sending. Who are you sending?
I'm sending to my father because this is apparently the family episode. Message. And I are doing well. No change to her physical condition, but I'm speaking with her regularly. Work is difficult. Do you want to do dinner in a week?
Dinner. Everyone's doing dinner.
Roll me a percentage dice to see if your father dies of an aneurysm.
Okay. Thanks.
No! Oh
Let's see.
no! You wouldn't do this, Jack. Oh
You
god.
need to acquire
Wanna
more
test me?
tragically dead parents.
No.
No. Them.
God.
That'd be 14.
14. Okay, your father does not die of an aneurysm.
Good.
What? Voices? What?
Sorry. Dude,
Where?
shit.
Wouldn't that actually be 4? Because that'd be the 0 on the D10.
No, it'd be the.
I
it would
never
actually-
know.
That's why you do /roll D100.
Okay, well, I don't want to type that. That's hard.
So you'll do
You
/roll.
actually
Right.
just do another 0.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what you get back. Your father panicking about voices in his head.
Okay.
Aurelia,
I will
once
send
again.
another spell then, or a sending spell.
I just love that Aurelia had this well-composed letter-like
Yes,
message,
I did.
and then just
I
like,
did.
well,
I spent like a page doing it.
counting
While
words.
you all were doing your stuff.
forgetting that her father isn't used to this part.
Yes.
Side effects of a low magic setting.
People
know, it's
getting really
perfect.
spooked when
Yes,
there's
great.
magic.
It's Aurelia. I'm okay. This is normal for me right now. You want to do dinner in a week?
You made me burn my 2 spell slots. Love you. Bye.
Are you in the kitchen? Wait. and then there's a pause, and then. Yes, dinner sounds wonderful. You should bring your sister. I'll invite everyone.
Oh God.
What?
I've used up my spells. I can't reply.
Are you in your room? This is strange, and that's where it ends.
Yep.
Methinks your father might be coping poorly.
Yes, he is.
That requires you to cope.
But everybody returns to the house.
For what it's
And I
worth,
assume catches people up on what happened.
yeah, and
And
like,
healing kits are distributed.
for what it's worth, if we find anything that needs to be sold, my father will be pretty much willing to take anything.
Splendid.
Bubbles, come here and eat these.
They sort of dissolve into him. He spits out a bone. Doing.
So tomorrow morning we can set out to speak to the house.
Perfect. He Wotan kind of looks down at the breastplate that he's wearing, kind of taps it a couple of times. Situations like this make me wish that I was more used to wearing heavier armor.
As a note to
Me
those,
too.
as a note to those that might not carry rations as standard, this is a longer journey of into the number of days that the guy just said, like
3.
of 3 days or so. And we will be going through treacherous area.
Yes, we'll have to pick up some rations on the way out.
Jack, does 3 days cross into the weekend?
Currently, 3 days puts you at the 32nd. Wait,
Yeah.
day. Yep. Yeah, puts you into the weekend.
Looks like I'll be missing that dinner. All right.
Yes, you will be.
Yeah, no, I was just waiting to ruin everyone's weekend plans.
No, it's fine.
No.
That's fine.
Nick, Diamond doesn't know, but Nikki's like, that smells like a trap. I don't want anything to do with that. No, thank you.
I will ask Aurelia, could you send a message to when you get the chance? When you get the chance and your magic has been not expended. Could you send a message to Thalia and tell her that tomorrow our group is leaving for 3 days?
Yes.
Or however long. Is it 3 days there and then 3 days back?
Yeah.
Or
It'll be 3 days there, 3 days back. So it's probably going to be, give a day
Okay.
for negotiations. You're looking at 7 days before you're back on the
Okay,
surface.
we're gonna cut it close.
we're leaving for a week.
We're leaving for a week. I will let her know. Yes.
A week is 8 days.
Sounds like a plan.
We're leaving for an Earth week, Jack.
We're still leaving for a week.
Still safely saying we're leaving for a week because 2 days is not impossible for negotiation.
That's true.
Yep.
Also, if you work 7 out of your 8-day week, you've still worked the whole week.
Also true.
All right. So anything anybody needs to do to prepare before we start to push onward
Need to buy
back
some
into the undergrass again?
Need to buy some rations.
Okay.
I'll send that message once I've taken my short rest.
I'm so sorry. Can I do a quick check-in with my dad just to see like if he got the armor done for Zoe done just magically?
You will know for a fact that there is no possible fucking way he got it done before now.
Okay.
And if Diamond mentions it, yeah, I know. Hopefully before we do the kobolds, but yeah, I can deal with it. I'm just gonna do a little more hidden running.
Do I have time since we're going into the undergrass? I don't like it. To make some more bullets.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
How much do rations cost?
Rations are basically a gold a day.
I'll spend.
I'm buying 10 days worth of rations then.
Okay.
I'm buying 9 days worth of rations, so I have 1 gold left.
Okay.
I'm buying 10 days.
Will someone buy me rations? I don't have money.
I will have extra.
Thank you.
That's why I'm buying more than just 7 days worth of rations.
Cool.
Diamond's buying 6 and just.
Well, I already had 2 days of rations, so buying 7 days puts me at 9. So
I've got 9 because I got starting equipment.
I also got starting equipment, but it didn't come with rations, apparently.
Fair. Not everyone gets them.
Yeah. The city guard that I use city guard for warders because
I mean that makes sense why you don't start with rations because you're starting in the city guard.
Yep. Though weirdly, faction agents get them.
Well, yeah, because the faction agent travels for the faction.
Yeah.
That's reasonable. I thought faction agent was a Waterdeep thing. Never mind.
It's definitely a Sword Coast thing, but like the Zentarim would be a faction agent.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
All right. Bullets.
All right. So as we prepare to eventually depart after supply runs have been made, let's take a quick break here.
All right. We'll be back in just a bit.
in a robot race. Two warring tribes are laying waste to a once great shining place. Molten metal fires dot the alloy and the chrome. Sparks and twisted wires stain the surface of our home. The Autobots are hunted by the cruel Decepticons. The slaughter is directed by the evil Megatron. This metal robot talent only has one equal foe. So ready up your battle cry, it's time to let him know. Autobots, transform. Roll out, we're gonna blow these stinking cons away. Roll out, we're making a bigger mess than Michael Bay. Roll out, they're gonna pay for tearing up our home. Roll out, pedal to metal, time to kick some chrome. Ooh, Starscream is an idiot and Swindle is a phony. Grimlock's gonna squash you to beryllium baloney. Bruticus got roid rage, metal muscles flex, but he's weaker than a Witwicky compared to Metro X. Jazz is kinda ghetto cause you gotta hit that market. We're piloting the opera, we got nowhere left to pocket. Santa Claus for the stars, gotta leave the wall behind. Roll out to the cosmos, let's see what we will find. Roll out, we're gonna blow these stinking cons away. Roll out, we're making a bigger mess than Michael Bay. Roll out, they're gonna pay for tearing up our home. Roll out, pedal to metal, time to kick some chrome. Roll out, we're gonna blow these stinking cons away. Roll out, we're making a bigger mess than Michael Bay. Roll out, they're gonna pay for tearing up our home. Roll out, pedal to metal, time to kick some chrome. Through river, root and stone, the distant call of home. So far yet always with us, inside our hearts and bones. No breath or sphere or white mountains sheer can quell.
And we're back.
Welcome back, everybody. So, a night's rest is had. Everyone assembles, boards the wave crest, having had whatever stands as breakfast for you guys in Knives Fund.
I drop Constance off with Drenner again if I can, because
you can try. It's going to burn about an hour or two, and you guys are supposed to meet somebody at the docks in the morning.
I would have been able to send a message the night before, right? I would have tried to arrange this.
Mm-hmm.
Because she's
okay. We'll say that you can do a sending to Drenner and have them meet you at the docks.
Perfect.
In
carrying the tank.
In Dawnbreeze on the way.
Do you need help carrying the tank?
Yes, if you grab that end.
Yes.
Thank you. Actual mistake.
Is this your pet squid?
It's an octopus. She is an octopus. No.
Okay.
Don't explain further.
Right. But yes, Constance is dropped off with Drenner,
Sweet.
and you guys proceed up the river towards Merc Dreamer Lanes to land at the docks there. As you do, you tie up to the dock. There's a single silver docking fee.
I hand over the silver.
Okay. Which is when an individual heavily swathed with a large hood covering their face steps up to speak to Zoe.
Sorry. Yes.
So, this is your attaché.
Nice.
Very well. Here's what you will need. And Linner, hands gloved, holds over a scroll case to you.
Take it.
Inside are a number of charts and maps that will hopefully aid you in finding where you need to go. Also, your basic instructions and directions are this. You'll enter the Undergress from the gate in the southwest region of Cryptward. You're familiar with Gabbro Rock. There is a green strata that you'll want to follow to get you on your way.
Odin immediately pulls out his journal and starts taking notes.
Along your journey over the days, avoid the carved eyes that will sometimes watch over the path. Your landmarks, to keep you correctly directed, you will want to look for glow gems in clusters of 3. And when you reach the tree-like sculpture, stop and wait.
Was the carved tree sculpture, you said? Oh, perfect.
Good luck. And remember, Yangari is not to be trifled with. They are extremely incisive. Tell as much of the truth as you can. And hopefully, we'll see you alive sometime in the future.
Again, I'm probably just gonna give a sharp nod.
Mm-hmm. And then Linner will turn and walk away. He vanishes very quickly, and then you completely lose track of him in what is arguably fairly light foot traffic, but he's just gone.
My boss, the actual rogue.
I mean,
Other people can have other classes other than warlocks.
Weird. Why?
once you guys hit level 10, you can have classes other than Warlock.
Why?
Roguelocks are scary, that's why.
Have you tried war?
Warlocks are scary. There's also the
Paladin
warlock requisite to any min-max.
You could not be a paladin lock. No classes in Conflux exist other than Warlock that offer spell slots.
I'm just really into my faith.
Fighter, barbarian, rogue.
That's you.
You could be a fighter lock who also has a strong preference towards religion.
Depends on your definition of moss. Yeah, moving on.
Anyway. So you have your instructions, you have your directions. Are you headed straight there?
That was my plan.
Okay.
Once we are a reasonable distance away, Zoe will just, for clarification, avoid does not mean pick a fight with.
Okay.
Please.
I don't intend to.
No. We I don't know if you were there the last time we were in the underground undergrass. We tried to wait until something attacked us.
I was not there, no.
I wasn't talking to you, Alisher.
Oh.
Zoe.
Just as a reminder to Nikki, that's not what happened.
The very last time it was Hedon that launched the Eldritch Blast that got us the attention of the Zorn.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that was an eyeball in a wall,
Yeah.
which is why this is being brought up as gently as possible. But
You're right. No, you're right. Nikki forgot.
yeah, no, that's
All right.
That's why I mentioned it.
So, you guys make your way to the Cryptward docks. Wotan, are you trying to berth your boat for how long?
Do I have an amount of ballast?
There's some in the boat, yeah.
Because I'm trying to think if I can sink this and bring it back up later.
Wood will swell. Okay. Sorry. Aura the okay.
If you
the archaeology expert
Sorry.
has
Wait a moment.
opinions.
Where to hide your boat? In the bottom of the river.
If you cover it up with silt, it's better. Anyway.
What silt?
In the bottom of the river.
I mean, it's fair, yeah.
Yeah.
Most of the bottoms of most rivers are fucking full of silt.
Yeah.
If I could get it to the bottom of the river to cover it with silt.
I don't think you have the requisite arcane powers to sink and refloat.
I have a patron that I can ask, maybe.
Hey,
Let's ask our patrons now.
I mean,
Yeah.
your patron did refloat it once before.
No, he didn't. He refloated Wotan into the boat.
Yeah. But he will sort of like lean down over the water and sort of ask, do you think you can hold on to our transport while we delve deep?
Oh, I get out of the boat.
Out, everybody out.
Are you at the dock when this happens?
Yeah, I'm near the dock, not directly at it, but
Oh God.
it's a short swim if he decides to go now.
I
Roll me a persuasion check.
Does Wotan sink the boat with everyone on it? Let's find out.
Do you think I know how to swim? Also, there's gunpowder here.
This is how my last party
13.
died.
Let me roll something.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Oh boy. Bye, Wavecrest.
So there's a murmur. A gurgle in the river that doesn't seem to match the flow of water past you guys.
I pull up to the dock, say, everyone get out.
What? Yeah.
No, you don't. You do not even have time to take an action.
Okay.
You guys are probably about 10 yards from the dock as 7 massive black tentacles erupt from the river, arcing over top and slam into the gunnels of the wave crest and drag it under.
Time to swim.
All of you are caught in a torrential whirlpool, a rapid that emerges out of nowhere. Attempts to swim just drag you further into it. As the wave crest vanishes from underneath you and everything that you are carrying with you is sort of just floating nearby as you grab on, trying desperately to seize anything that will help keep your head above water and keep you afloat. There's a jet and you guys just feel the water heave and pile under you and launch you about a good 40 feet into a sodden mass on the bank of the river.
Wotan stands
and the wave
up.
crest is nowhere to be seen.
Wotan just sort of stands up casually, brushes the water out of his hair, prestidigitation style.
I have a question, Jack.
Thank you.
Fuck.
What?
Everybody make me a perception check.
I have a question, Jack, that will be relevant to my ability to make this perception check.
Okay.
Would the force of the ship being sucked underneath us, I understand we didn't take any damage, but would it have been enough for me to trigger my transformation, because I definitely would have thought we were being attacked?
I mean, that is a choice that you can make.
Okay.
I mean, he did specifically ask the water to hold on to the boat.
Yeah, but I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I don't have a patron. So...
Poor Elishard.
One of the things that got spit onto the water that got spit out of the water doesn't look the same as it did before. Sometime between hitting the water and hitting the ground, there is now a large black carapaced, almost, those of you that have seen Alien-esque creature with a large serrated tail standing very ready for anything to attack it.
Oh, Diamond Summon Storm. Just like, yeah, no,
Brings
what?
out my hair.
What?
Warning would be nice next time.
Aurelia
He reacted faster than I expected.
and Cole, you glance over to the dock, which is about 20 feet to your left.
Uh-huh.
And there's a troll there wearing the
Yep.
badge of the Reedy River Floodwatch with a bottle halfway to his mouth. He sort of looks at you guys, just takes the bottle and tips it upside down
No! Why?
and walks back inside.
Perfect.
What a waste.
No, I think that was the I've had
You're
enough.
bad at this subtle thing.
Anyway.
Also, there's a monster right there, and Elishard is nowhere to be seen. You can make me an intelligence roll if you're trying to figure out what the fuck's going on.
Sure.
Intelligence.
17.
5. Diamond's ready to fight.
Natural 20.
Fine.
Alishard cannot touch water.
But honestly, Zoe does not care. I am upset.
Yeah, Diamond, you have no idea what's going on, but you do vaguely recall Elishard saying there was something weird about him.
Yes. She's not going to attack it, but she's definitely like on high alert. Also, almost had drowning experience. Got shot out of the water. This thing. She's like, she's dealing with stuff right now.
Yep.
So now that
But the sword is out. The sword is out.
in the thing's mind, I'm gonna try this Elishard.
you have to be able to see, do you have to be able to see the person that you're communicating with?
Being able to see your symbiote counts as being able to see you. You're still the target.
Okay, I was curious if it would even be able to reach me or if it would just reach the symbiote, in which case you'd be talking to the symbiote, not me.
I wanted to talk to
Because
the
it is sentient. So
Elishard.
That's
Jack, just for
You're not able to respond telepathically.
Yeah, I'm the symbiote, the creature turns in your direction.
Uh-huh. Are you that thing inside of him? I'm trying to talk to the symbiote now because I can see that, I guess.
Okay.
The weird and I saw the black stuff before, so I know like it's a separate
I was
thing.
about to say we've seen the black ooze that is currently
have.
inside.
Only
him.
Aurelia has.
Only
Yeah,
Aurelia.
I have.
Only
Yep.
Aurelia has.
Yeah,
And
this is why.
Aurelia and
The familiar.
Shithal, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
Yep.
It can't respond either. I
No.
don't- Well, actually, hang on. Hang on a second.
Only I can it's only like a two-way communication between me and it.
Yeah.
It has to understand. It has to also understand like language and things.
Oh yeah, it definitely understands language.
Okay.
And I'm still in control of it at the moment, so.
Yeah.
So I sort of crouch down into like hands and clawed, like the actually I have a description, hang on. I have a description for Nightwalker Elishard.
Oh.
I
knew this, but still, oh.
I didn't finish it. Oh well. So this blackened carapace featured with a featureless face that sort of curls back into sort of a horn-like structure, with oddly placed unnatural ridges going down, up and down its body. A long serrated tail whipping back and forth behind it, and limbs that are both too long and too pointy for what would be considered a natural-looking bipedal creature. And at the moment, it sort of crouches down in place. Elishard, having realized that there's nobody attacking me, but I'm going to be like this for a bit.
Yep. Elishard, if you're in there, are you okay? And I'm like doing the hand thing. If anyone else is like seeing like they're imminently gonna attack this thing, because I don't know what this is. This is a very weird situation.
Diamond puts the sword away, doesn't unsummon it, just puts it down, like sheaths it. It's just like I
think that Zoe just has a "this is my life now and that's hilarious" look.
Diamond's like, I didn't think it would get weird, but it got weird.
Oh, it got very weird.
The tail sort of lashes out and stabs into the ground and just carves "I'm fine" into the ground.
You're also huge and very visible. How long are you going to stay like this?
It then carves 1 minute.
1 minute.
I cast invisibility on the alien.
Good.
Which potentially freaks out the other people. Because I just have my hand on my knife, then there's someone invisible.
Good. Now, I'm assuming that he's turned himself invisible, actually.
You're also muted, Jack.
Kill us.
Yep.
So, though, to cast invisibility, it is a touch. So you would have to walk out and touch Elishard.
I don't care. Yeah.
Okay.
For shits and giggles.
So Zoe walks over, taps the monster, and it goes shoop and vanishes.
That also lasts a minute.
That, I don't think he's going to go get someone. Hopefully not. I think that's Elishard. He's...
Yeah,
That
I mean...
seems to be the case, yes.
He's going to get someone. He's probably going to get someone, tell them about the tentacles that just threw us out of the water.
Yes.
Well, you guys are running level 3 spells right now, right?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
So you can target an additional person if you'd like, so, and it lasts an hour.
Oh.
I can make it not last an hour because it's concentration.
Right. Yeah, you can
Not
drop it
wrong.
whenever you want, but you
Also,
can make it last as up to an hour.
I'm not petty enough to also turn Aurelia
Okay.
invisible just to freak her out.
Nice.
Because this isn't the place for that. I like pranks and jokes. But this is not the place for it.
Does anyone want some help drying off? They say, looking over at the group.
I'm kind of used to being wet from home, so it's not that bad.
No, I don't need your help. What was that?
Have you ever had a conversation with your patron and the
Yes.
request that went exactly the way you wanted it to?
That was how you wanted it to go down.
Yes, actually.
No, it wasn't, but
The
it was
point
close
is-
enough.
It was closer than you were expecting?
Yeah, it was actually it went down a lot cleaner than I was expecting that request to
What were you
go.
expecting it? Why did you do that when we were still on the boat?
Because it was either that or dock and then start dealing with the river watch and then have that happen.
There's a lot of things going on.
Yeah.
We do have a time limit, though.
Yeah, let's get going.
Elishar, do you... Diamond puts her hand out.
Invisible and can't talk.
Yeah, no.
Clover-
I was
like,
gonna give him a minute. I was gonna wait a minute, but you wanted to get going.
we
Clover,
do need to get going.
Cloverfield, invisible monster footsteps,
Oh, I hate it.
and just carves into the ground next to Wotan.
Stop doing that.
Warn next time.
I mean, I would have, but there wasn't exactly
Right about
time.
now, it's been a minute.
Okay. I'm probably gonna hold it for a minute since I cast, just to be absolutely sure, unless Elishard says something.
So there is definitely the sound of something happening that sounds very much like muscle compressing and bone restructuring. So there's just
There's a crackly squish.
Yeah,
then
great.
then neck popping. You can drop it now.
Invisibility drops.
Perfectly
I was-
That
dry.
was easier than explaining to anyone that came by.
I was going to try and warn when I noticed that he was actually responding, because I could have just gotten nothing out of that, which was what I expected. But there wasn't exactly time.
It's
Is
okay.
Is a dick.
I have no idea how your whole patron thing works. So, okay. So that happens whenever I am in a danger fight or flight situation. That's my fight response now. Just so you're aware. Next time you want to ask an extra dimensional creature to help, let us know before you ask, so that if they come through, I can stop that from happening.
Do you know what you look like when you?
I'm
Get
completely blind when in that form.
It's scary. It's very scary.
I thought it looked kind of cool.
For your
I mean,
edification,
Once the fear has gone away, sure, the spikes and everything will look cool, but fuck.
so everyone knows, that's what's in me.
It's keeping you alive?
Yes.
Zoe is
Alright.
doing her level best to not show that every time someone says something like that, the ghost of Hedon mocks her.
Look, we disassembled the armor. Fucking
All right.
All right, let's get on the move then.
Yeah.
So you guys begin to trek westward,
Also, for
Down
whatever
through-
it's worth, I'm perfectly dry.
down through the lanes and streets and avenues of Cryptward, until you come to a large gated structure. It's kind of like a watchtower. If the tower itself stopped about a story and a half above the ground and was just sheared off at the top. No roof to it. Just heavily walled with a little bit of a parapet around the top that you can see is patrolled by a number of guards. The entire structure itself is probably no more than 30 feet square. At each corner is a band of 20 guards patrolling the top. And the gate, made of solid iron bound in metal with heavy chains across it. There's another squadron of 10 at ground level. The ground level are all bearing spears. At the top, mostly seems to be crossbows and axes. Axes that look like they could be either thrown or wielded in one hand or two. And as you approach...
Before we,
Oh, yeah.
approach, I was gonna check what I have. Sorry.
What you have in terms of what?
In the scroll case.
Oh, yeah.
You gave me a scroll case that was supposed to contain the documentation to allow us to go places.
So as you open that up, inside there is an envelope that has a seal on it that looks somewhat official. Also 3 or 4 sheets of heavy parchment that are diagrammed with various tunnels and aspects of what you would recognize as underground navigational charts, which are hard to make because there's so much crisscross and elevation change and that sort of thing that has to be delineated as well. But enough that you think will keep you more or less on track. Consulting the charts mechanically will give you advantage on any survival check that you're making on this trip, as long as you guys don't go too far off board.
I can only assume that the letter is a letter of introduction for Hassan Gary.
As you look at the seal, it's actually the seal of the transit authority, basically, in Fell Heights.
Okay. Yeah. Being a character that would have the knowledge of what I need to do in this situation, I plan to do that as we go forward.
Yep. You're guessing that the envelope contains forged documents that will allow you guys to pass through the gate into the undergrounds.
Okay.
And hopefully back out again. But as you approach, the most opulently uniformed individual steps forward. Oh, who goes and what's your business?
Presenting mostly as a guide / bodyguard type passes the envelope over. If that's what I need to do.
That's what you've seen others do when you have come into and out of the undergrass on occasion.
Yeah. Just
hand over the papers and wait. Because the less you talk, the less that you sound suspicious. He goes through a few of them. All right. Everything seems to be in order. As long as this is in your possession and we have everyone accounted for when you return, or fewer, as is more likely the case, everything should go just fine. He takes a moment, pulls out a roll of parchments and jots down the number of people in your party, rough descriptions, that sort of thing. Open the gates. And there's the rattle of heavy chains being pulled back through iron rings. And with a creak, they swing open, showing about a 10-foot wide passage and stairs descending into a hole in the ground and just blackness beneath.
Yep.
Going first.
Shall we go?
Follow you.
Presumably Zoe and Wotan go first.
I guess so. Yeah.
Go behind.
And as your steps lead down into the blackness that is the undergrass entrance in southwestern Cryptward, that is where we will close for the week and pick up next time with your guys' expedition to find House Young Gary.
Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
Goodbye.
is no heart that is quite as bright as the flame that flickers free. Though many roads lay outside of my door, there is but one that calls to me.